So since I've last done a video, I've done quite a bit. First of all, I finished up that inventory series I've been following. I'll link it in the description and on my blog post on my website. What I've followed from it is that I have an inventory here. It's an infinite expanded inventory currently. I've got some items that are already set with. If I zoom in here, you can see the stats a bit better in the top left. So I've got some agility, vitality boost, and when I equip these, see down here they change. If I hover over them, on the right side it shows the base stat plus the given stat, and the boots is currently giving 10%. We've got a hat here, so it gives like one intelligent, and it shows it there again. If I go to, this is a chest that has some items, so if I go up to it and press E, it gives me some blue potions, which I'll show you the use later for them. And they stack up to 10 currently. There's only 10 in the chest that I had. So it gives me 5 agility for 4 seconds and heals 10 health. If I head over to this chest, it will just give me these check marks with just a stack of 10, which I've been working on how to work out stacks and things. If we look at the top of the screen now in the scene view, when I walk up to these rocks, I get this sometimes. It's to do with if you look on the right, I'm falling really fast. Let's just restart the scene. I think is if I walk up a certain incline a certain way, I just glitch through the map because I'm so heavy, or I don't know. Because my character have a rigid body and a character controller, and I believe that's conflicting with each other. So now we're over here on the top of the screen. You'll see that there's a red line. It's a raycast to the rock or the stone, and I need to change back down my resolution just to 1920 by 1080 so this renders properly. So press E to pick up the stone, and the stone, oh gosh, I did a little thing now. I'll show you what that is later. When I look over at the stone, it actually gets the name of the item, which is stone, and when I pick it up, it equips it. And what it does is it gets the item that's on the game object of the stone, and then it transfers it to the inventory and then destroys the game object in the world. And the item is a unique item, so say if it's like a special sword that I pick up, then it would retain that value. And as you saw in the bottom right, it has a little item pickup thing that I worked on myself. And say if I pick up like 10 stones, then over time it will show up the 10 stones I picked up. But currently, yeah, just go through every item I picked up. And yeah, little runes concept that I've just been playing around with a bit, and I did this in Blender. Really bad right now, but I was just working with some textures and some shininess and things. And also, probably if you notice, when I went over to here, in the top right, there'll be little runes, name overlay. I'm not really sure what they called them. If I go to this one, it's wilderness. I believe that flash was due to the video loading, and I'm using it's a video, and there's a shader that I found, and it turns the black transparent, which is pretty neat. But if you zoom in, But if you zoom in a lot to it, then you can see the edges are pretty rough. Now, some exciting. First of all, this arrow here is to do with a save system that I follow from the inventory series, and I'm not sure why, but it doesn't seem to save my items. I think it could be due to maybe the file saved when I was working on it, and it's trying to read an empty file. So I really looked into it, but I will a bit later. Oh, before I do anything else, if I can get over here safely, I can just pick up, say, a ton of stones. And then I've also worked in this crafting window. So if I press this key, and then I zoom in a bit. So 2 stones give me this neck scarf. So if I press the button, see on the right how I got it and craft it. And there's a bunch of recipes that I've just chucked in. And it's really awesome because it's dynamic. So the more any crafting recipes I make, it automatically added to this list. So there's huge possibilities. And so some little things over here. This big thing is called the depth. It's the main enemy, I guess, of the game. So I just wanted to concept him out, chuck him in, make him low poly, and so it's actually an eye in the middle. It's like a crystal-like structure. Still working on some things about it, but I just wanted to chuck him in to see how he is. And over here is this little cool particle system. So I followed this Firefly tutorial, and what it does when the character walks under this lamppost, the fireflies come, sting his head, and the camera shakes. So when I go up to it, I've adapted it a little bit. So stings a player, it does a sound effect, my health goes down, and the camera shakes. I will link those videos in the description as well on the blog post. So my health is now lower. If I head over to my character, yep, so I got 36 health currently. And when I get hit, it goes down. And the health UI is using an image fill, and it's just checking constantly on the health value, and it's working out the max health to the current health and a percentage, and setting the image to that percentage of the fill. If I also go in my inventory and I've got to pick up those potions again because I restarted the game. Let's pick up a ton of these. Got it close enough. There we go. Adding item down here. So when I click on these, if you look at the top left, it adds my health, and also over here. And if the value is above the maximum health, then it would just set the health to the maximum health. And finally, it's a little projectile. So if I press my middle mouse button currently, it shoots a little projectile. There's a problem with it with the rotation not being the way I want it to be. Could be really easy fix, but I haven't really looked too much into it again. And when I fire this, it will take down my mana in the top left, which I might call light, because I'm got some ideas for the game. So yeah, just placeholder. And then over time, it regenerates 2 every 1 second. And you look on the right side here, it just goes up. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've... There's actually one more thing. So the main spell system, when I press the F key currently, I've added some little particles to this. So I've just some ideas. I'm not too sure how this is going to look still. So it doesn't really follow the player properly because it's attached to the arm. And if I switch to the colors, the particles get the color of the mesh, and they change colors. And I press this, I'm going to fire, and it goes red. So it's pretty neat. I'm thinking of like a force field around the character's arms and the back, and maybe the right arm. But if you look here, there's the planes are actually, the faces are inverted. Because when I was do it in Blender, I haven't really used too much. I'm using a lot of Maya through my TAFE course. But when I mirrored the faces, they were inverse. So yeah, they're there, but they're not there, if you get me. And yeah, if I close it, it deactivates it, equip it again, and yeah, I can crouch and stuff with it. Thanks to the blend trees that are up here. If I move that down a little bit. Yes, blend trees are, they're so great. Animations just blend with each other. And yeah, that's what I've got so far. More updates will be coming. I'm pretty much going to work on this every day, so got a year to make a great game. Let's see how this goes.